So, goal of MyBlindCo, we developed it for the window treatment professionals. We're actually a window treatment Hunter Douglas Gallery here in Virginia. So I came up with MyBlindCo because there wasn't really anything out in the industry that satisfied all of our needs. And one of the big things that we needed was one all-in-one solution, one stop for managing the business from calendar, quoting, converting it to an order. It imports with QuickBooks and integrates with other calendars and, what you can get on your phone, things like that. So um, we're all about going paperless and efficiencies, and avoid double entry. And, collaboration within the team. So what you see up here is, I'm actually in my own retail business on the right. I forgot I was logged in as Chain Cheddar Company, but the left is a demo company we create for demos and trainings. And I usually like to start these demos with the calendar view and this particular view for two reasons. It shows the importance of the calendar, A, and then B, it shows that MyBlanco has many tools in one. So the right side of my screen is actually my iPad being reflected up on the computer, um, which is really unique because the iPad app version is actually really the in-home workhorse because it's designed to work offline. So believe it or not, it is not cloud-based. You can be in a steel building and outside of Wi-Fi and still be able to look at your calendar, yeah, create a quote, convert it to an order, basically do your job, and you're not reliant on the internet. So um, no other platform can say that. Each day we recommend, signing into MyBlindCo. Each time it will download, make sure that you have the latest product catalog downloaded onto your iPad. And we make updates to the products, um, usually two times a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. So for example, Graber is a big manufacturer. They had a price update go into effect January 8th. So when you log in, all the latest data gets updated and stored on your iPad. So that's how it works. It's just there's a kind of a data package that gets loaded onto the iPad. When your iPad connects to the internet, it also syncs. So if you're doing some quotes and orders out in the field and your iPad connects to the internet, either via a hotspot on your phone or, jumping into the office and your iPad automatically connects, um, or maybe your iPad has a cellular plan. In those scenarios, it will automatically sync any quotes and orders, any data native to the device to the server. So portal version we call, or the server version rather, we call the portal. I find that most of our users who sit behind the desk definitely gravitate to the browser version because it's bigger. Um, it's got a little bit more calendar features. We got a weekly calendar view here. It has reporting, and this is where you would go to do some customizing. Like you can customize email verbiage, update terms and conditions, and modify pricing if needed. With less than 6 months, we'll have a dashboard, which I think will be really great. You'll
Wow.
see number of appointments created during the week, during the day, average sales, closure rates, total sales. Salespeople will be able to set goals for themselves, and it's going to pull all the data that we've been capturing within MyBlanco together in a nice, useful manner. And we'll even have an owner's view. The owner's interested in different things than a salesperson, so we'll be able to tailor that by user. You can set it up so it's user-based, where it's like even a salesperson, we have some companies that they just want their salesperson to see their own appointments, quotes, and orders. So you can totally set it up like that, which is kind of nice and clean, right? So the salespeople aren't looking at 5 appointments. I only have 3. Why is that? I actually, if I'm doing things with MyBlanco, I'm kind of I gravitate to the iPad too. I feel like it's faster to get a price on a product than the portal. So the portal, it's relying on the internet and such. But like I say, more and more people use the portal version, and that's why we have both, right? Because Not everybody necessarily.
Mhm.
Uh, all right, so this would be the team, a couple salespeople, a couple installers, and the numbers indicate the number of appointments you have on a given day. So, my installer Bill had 5 appointments on Monday the 8th. So the goal, they start their day, they grab the iPad, they log in, and basically everything is in one place. So looks like my first one's at 9. I'm installing 2 honeycombs, and then I'll have the installer, loop back, put in notes, went well, paid credit card, sent. And we're all about building the business through, really increasing your 5-star Google reviews. So we have a couple features within the software that prompts them to ask for, a Google review. We do training just like I'm doing now with you, make sure pricing's set the way you want. You know, how how does the software look from a salesperson perspective, from an installer perspective, what's important for them to know? We can tailor all of that, but I just grabbed my installer's view here, and I really love these notes because 2 reasons. The user, whether you're a salesperson or installer, you know what you're walking into. Okay, or loading up your truck for the day. I'm installing 2 honeycombs, and then it stores that appointment history in the contact tab. So um, I'm a I'm toggling back and forth. If I'm clicked on Sharon here, this takes me this right to the contact tab, so I can see all of the appointment history for that. Like, looks like it's a repeat customer. We sold 6 honeycombs for her back in 2022, and you can see all the quotes, orders, purchase orders, repairs, and you can even attach files. All right, back to the calendar. We start our day, and I'm going to pretend I'm Sophia today. So she's got a 10 o'clock, looks measuring a bedroom, likes Roman shades. It's got a built-in map. Whenever you see this circle and an arrow, it's going to map to your customer's house from your current location. So, and I would say, salespeople are and installers maybe 99% of the time just use the iPad. Um, but you can map to the customer's house. You can see, how long it's going to take to get there. You can create to-dos for yourself or other people. Stop by Home Depot, pick up temp shades. We have a check-in box feature too. An add appointment for myself for today. I just picked myself. I could do it for anyone here. Just got to pick a time in the future. Let's do 4 o'clock. If it's a repeat customer, I can click on this white bar and it'll bring up my existing customers. Or if it's new, I can click on the new customer icon. And so here's where I can assign that to any person. I'll assign it to myself. I'll just plug in my street address since it's nice and short. All right, auto-populate sitting state, just got to plug in the zip code. And then because of that my 5 stars, we do like to get a cell phone from customers. 20 years ago, it had to be a landline, or was usually a landline. Then communication went to email. Now everybody's text messaging. You can set up customer types. So this will add 10% to the quote across the board. So when it comes time for you to cut the check to the decorator, it's coming off the top and not your bottom line. You can also give us your lead source, right? So you can track number of appointments per lead source, average sale per lead source, dollar amount per lead source. All right, so I just added my customer data. Last time I'll have to deal with that. I'm adding appointment on the calendar. You can select duration, maybe it's a whole house measure. Then we come to appointment type. This leads to the email verbiage that your customers get to schedule appointments. You can add appointment types with various verbiage. I'll just pick design consultation. You can set up arrival time windows. All right, so these are notes for the user, the salesperson, so they know what they're walking into. We're doing shutters, Roman shades. And then again, stores that into appointment history. I'm going to hit add. You should get in your inbox the appointment confirmation, and it also sends a reminder email roughly 24 hours in advance. You can change that verbiage. We're looking forward to meeting you and that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, it has your logo and such. And, all right. So if I come out to calendar, you can see now I have one appointment on my calendar. Very straightforward. Let's say I'm the salesperson. It's today, it's close to 4 o'clock. I've mapped to your house. I've driven to the house. I've done the meet and greet. Now I'm ready to create a quote. I'm going to click on this button right here, create quote. Pick your manufacturer, your product, your color. It's prompting you for anything with a surcharge and everything you're going to need to place the order. So these are operating systems. We'll do a nice agile lift, is cordless lift, single shade, no options, standard, cassette color, or maybe you want to get crazy and do silver. We'll do a large fabric wrapped, and this is going to be inside mount. It's got built-in min and max width and length parameters based on headrail type, fabric, operating system. So we got our first window added. Again, this would be the desired retail price pre-discount. So next I just swing up here, measure up my next window, and then pop in the measurements. So that's why we recommend an iPad with one of those cases you see at Chick-fil-A. It's got a handheld and a strap. So literally you dangle the iPad from your strap, you take your tape measure, measure the window, grab the iPad, put it right into the software. So you're building the quote. It's seamless, professional. There's something to be said about having the app produce the quote. Takes away subjectiveness of the customer. Well, maybe he's giving her a better price than they would me, that kind of thing. It's just what the software produces. I just added 2 dual shades. Guess what? There's 3 windows in the living room. So let's do another one. This is a double window. And then she wants roller shades in the family room. So let's do family. And, I sell Norman's Soluna roller shades. Pick a fabric, color, operating system. These are tall windows. It's motorized, these guys. Let's do the rechargeable battery. 7-inch fabric valance. Just a single opening, right control, no keystones. Let's do a smart hub and no light guard. Default. It's going to be another inside mount. And it's just going to be a standard roll. Okay. All right, so you kind of intuitively see where this is going. Down here, advanced options, you can give them an overall quote discount. Maybe, Jack's got a threshold of 5 or 10%. If it's a whole house measure, you can set it up so it's got a company-wide default on deposit. We collect a 50% deposit. Some people do 75. You can set it up so it's calculating your actual shipping and install, no matter what manufacturer or product you have in your, in your quote here. All that shows up at the bottom. Okay. We have some other bells and whistles. You can group lines and create subtotals. It's a new house. I'm not sure how much I can swing at this time. Can you give me a price for the living room, price for the basement, price for the upstairs bedrooms? You can group those lines and it'll create subtotals for you. All right, so let's save this, swing back out here. You can see now we have a quote for Carmel up here, and they're like a couple others. I'm going to go to these 3 lines here. The goal of MyBlindCo is to get the quote in the customer's hands before you leave. It's the best time to close on the job. You built a rapport. They're excited about the products. Wow, let's just go ahead with it. So you can share and print, bring the quote up in PDF format. So you can review it with them before you email it. You can add your own quote and order disclaimers. Back to the 3 lines, you can download an email. This would have your company's look and feel. And this verbiage here, thank you for meeting with me, is also customizable. either as a setting or even on the fly. Maybe you want to say something like, see you Thursday to remeasure, blah, 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 or, I'll meet your husband on Friday. You can change this. This is just Apple Mail. But the goal here is not to have to type them out this whole letter. If the only goal is to give them a copy of their quote. You can see customer's email is already pre-populated. So you can default it so your office manager always gets copied on email, quotes and orders, so he knows what's going on out in the field. You can see status went from not emailed to emailed. You can send quotes and orders right into QuickBooks Online, but I'll get to that. All right, couple scenarios here. This comparison quote serves two major functions. What if you just did a whole house measure, you give it to the customer, they're like, oh, this is great, but yeah, let's just do the front of the house for now. You can hit comparison quote, it duplicates that quote, keeps that original quote intact. You always want to keep the original one. Those measurements are golden, right? You'd open up the second one and use the red trash can here to remove any lines they're not closing on today. So kind of chips down the quote to just the windows they're going to be closing on, okay? Another scenario would be, yeah, I can't decide between Alta dual shades and, Graber honeycombs. You can create a comparison quote using the C. So, and you just switch it out. So let's, instead of Alta dual, maybe she really likes the sheer shadings, but needs to know the price. So you can see going from Alta dual shades to sheer shades, they're almost the same price, so no harm, no foul. Do you want to make this change in other quote lines? And matter of fact, there's a couple windows here in the living room. Apply. And then if I save this, this is my side mark. I can call this one sheer shades. And then go out to the left, quotes. One's Alta dual shades, one's my sheer shades. This seems a lot more because all this product data is probably really, it's a lot to soak in. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited about the sheer shades. Let's go ahead with this quote. So from there, they can hit this button, create order. Takes you to a sign off page. This blue terms and conditions is actually a hyperlink. You can customize this on the portal. Customer agrees just with their finger, or you can get one of those Apple pens. They sign off on the job. Takes you to a payment page. You can process credit cards within the software with MyBlindCo Pay. You just enter in the credit card number, and then it actually stores their credit cards, so you can on the install collect the final balance due. You don't have to chase them down for another credit card. That's been a nice feature. We're adding ACH. You'll be able to take an ACH payment here soon. Let's just grab a check. This is your total invoice amount. This is your deposit amount. So it tells you what you need to collect. With this toggle button on, it's going to send your customer the signed copy of their order and payment confirmation. Just hit receive payment. And then your payment has been recorded. And so tracks payment history. You can always go back and see when they closed on the job and how they paid. They gave us a check for $21.90. Status of my quote now is sold, and I have a new entry under orders for my a new order here with the status of deposit received. Next up, back at the office, and you're ready to review the order and place the order with the manufacturer. So you can click on this back in. With this toggle button, order review, generate PO. This will generate a purchase order for each manufacturer within the order. So I think I had some Norman cylinder roll too. Yeah. And so with Alta, we actually can electronically send that order right into their ordering system without any double entry. So when I create the PO, this is what the purchase order looks like. If it's for Alta, I can just, this would say send PO, and it'd go right into Alta Direct Connect, and you get status back. You'll get the order number, estimated ship date, the cost all comes back into MyBlindCo. Other manufacturers, you can send customer service the purchase order, and they'll enter it in for you, or you can use the information you captured in the home to just go log into the manufacturer's website and place the order yourself. Once all purchase orders have been created and ordered, your order status becomes automatically ordered. I'm going to do this just manually because I don't want to actually order anything. And so you can see here in this list, these are all open orders that my office manager has ordered and helped. And these are only open orders. So you can see, some of these might be, PO sent or installation scheduled. Some might even be installed, And then once I mark this order complete, it actually gets removed from the order tab. So it's kind of helpful. You're only seeing on the order tab orders that you're managing, right? All right. So, let's say product, okay, so this can't show you live, but this is a scan in box feature. So FedEx comes, dumps a bunch of boxes. You can actually scan the shipping label. It'll tell you which order came in. You can track number of boxes. I received 8 of 8. It's ready for install. Or I received 7 of 8, partial received. And you'll be able to track those. When you track and say ready for install, it shows up on the pending installation tab. So these are the jobs that need to be scheduled. And then there's a link here that would say schedule installation, takes you to the calendar. You pick a day and time, and then it already has their, all the customer data already pre-populated. So you just plug it in. And then once you schedule the appointment using appointment type installation, order status automatically changes to installation scheduled. And then you have a new entry under your install tab here for your installer, which is a little bit more simplified, doesn't show them line items. And then from here, they can create a repair ticket if needed. Or you can also get customer sign off through that customer acceptance. So maybe, everything was installed successfully, so you can get customer sign off. And so that's a nice feature. Yeah, and then repair tab, these are all your open repairs. So you can manage these like you would a regular order, generate PO, send it to the manufacturer, or just place the order. When that's done, status becomes ordered and so on. So that's a quick overview of the kind of the life cycle of the job.